There are 35 sworn officers on the American Fork Police Force, but one of them has a new title tonight. News specialist Nicole Vowell joins us with more on this year's Officer of the Year. Nicole, good news here.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal, Keith. You know, there are thousands of officers around our state. Officer Garcia is one of them, and he was recently recognized for the above and beyond work he does in his community, work that recently changed one family's life.
I personally like running traffic.
In his fairly short career as an American Fork Police patrol officer,
2 days shy of 4 years.
Diego Garcia has accomplished a lot.
I pulled the mayor over, I pulled over a couple city council members.
Mostly tracking down speeders.
I try and be fair with people.
And handing over these.
Court copy. Ready to go.
But sometimes a call comes in that changes up his routine on the road.
Typical suicidal call. However, I met with the family, and the family told me that this time it was a little different.
That family told Officer Garcia they were worried their loved one was going to take her own life, and this time they were sure of it.
Wrote a note on the master bedroom mirror saying her goodbyes to her husband.
Officer Garcia knew the odds of finding her were slim, but that didn't stop him.
I just had a feeling that this time I had to go search for this woman. And that's what I did.
He said God led him here, where he found that woman inside a room, just in time.
She was on the bed, unconscious, however, still breathing. She had cut her wrist, and she had photos of her family and friends lying on the bed next to her and on the nightstand.
Thankfully, she made it out okay, and now she's getting the help she needs. But because of Officer Garcia's relentless effort, he was chosen for one of Utah's top police awards, and he humbly accepted.
I'm proud of how I was able to help this family. However, I feel like I accept it for the men and women I work with because they do just as good as work as I do.
Now, when you see him out patrolling the streets of American Fork, you can say you got pulled over by Officer Garcia, Utah's Officer of the Year.
I try everything that is less obvious first. You know, the open fields.
And as fate would have it, Officer Garcia said he actually recently ran into the husband of the woman that he found that day. He told him she's doing just fine, getting treatment, getting the help that she needs, and is doing much better. Keith, surprisingly, Officer Garcia told me tonight he'd never wanted to be a police officer. But now that he is one, he said he couldn't imagine doing anything else.
And we are certainly glad that Officer Garcia made that choice to become an officer. All right, Nicole, thanks.
We're glad people like him are on the streets,
exactly.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nicole.